everyone, and welcome to A and E, the show where we explore real conversations around life, choices, and everything in between. I'm your host, Patricia, and this is the 10th episode of season 1, which is also the final episode of this season. And we crown this with a hot topic: having kids and choosing to stay child free. Let's dive into it. I specifically chose this topic because it's about choice, right? The choice to have kids, the choice not to have kids, the nuance in between, and it's about whether you're a parent, whether you plan to be a parent, or whether you just plan to live your best life child free. It's about one thing and one thing only: the choice. Personally, I think two things. One, there's a cultural narrative around parenthood. What do I mean by this? Many of us grow up with this default setting that you grow up and you find a job, and then you find yourself a partner, and then eventually you have kids. It's almost seen as a natural milestone for you, and it's expected of you in a way. But the thing about the childhood aspect of it is that you don't necessarily need to do it if you don't want to do it. See, there's a certain joy, obviously, that comes from having kids. I believe that, and that's the second part of what I think. There's a certain joy that comes with having children, but then there's also a certain fulfillment and a certain peace that come with the choice to not have them. People choose to have kids for different reasons. Some choose to have kids out of love. Some also just want to have the feeling of nurturing. Others is also just traditions. The joy of raising kids can be extremely rewarding. Everyone have different motivations around it. Some people want to experience the how do I put it? I'm lost for words. Let me use joy, for lack of a better term, of shaping and just nurturing someone into a human being. Other people also just find the joy in continuing their lineage. You know, you want someone to carry on the family name. Other people also just do it because they're in this financial place in their lives or level, and they want to pass that down to their own blood. It's, again, very different reasons. For some, it's also just as something as simple as wanting that bond of parenthood, wanting to share something in common with someone from, I wanted to use loins. Is it right to use fruit of your loins? Okay, you get what I mean, yeah. But I think most people treat having kids as the final finish line or the final destination, you know, to life. It's like you, they see that you have a partner. Maybe you guys have dated for a while and you have a steady income, and then they hit you. They're like, okay, so when are you guys having kids? I'm like, chill, chill, very chill. Okay. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm still figuring out life. I can barely take care of myself, by the way, in this economy. Like, mm, I can't even take care of a cactus, and it's a cactus, and you're asking me, when am I having kids? It's a beautiful feeling, but not everyone wants that. Some people don't want to have kids. I'm not saying I'm those people. I'm just saying that I speak for many when I say that there are certain people who don't find joy in having kids. There are certain people who don't find joy in, you know, raising a human being, raising a little human being, or bearing human being or just literally having kids. And it's normal, except most of us judge them because you feel like maybe they something is wrong with them, or you feel like you're feeling for them that they'll lack a certain joy or a certain peace or a certain fulfillment. All the while, these people have already embraced not having kids. Some people choose not to have kids because of how they grew up or because of the traumas they had growing up. But most of us don't factor in those considerations. Maybe some people feel like I have healed, yes, but I've not healed enough to pass this down to someone else unfairly. But most people don't want to do that because they feel like having kids is a reward. Having kids like the ultimate goal. Like you've already, it's like a crown of your life. But it's normal for someone to not want that bond. It's normal for someone to just want to be a far parent and just relax with their dog or their cat or their goldfish and their partner and just ride into the sunset child free. The same way it's equally normal for other people to want to be able to raise those cute human beings and just share things like go to parks, walks, share recipes, yada yada, all those things about parenthood. But I just want to state out today clearly, if anyone is planning on asking me when I'm going to have a kid, I'm not going to tell you when because I'm going to do it in my own time. Like, consider it an approach that Rihanna gave the whole having kids thing, you know? No hurry, just securing what she wants to secure. And then now she's just popping there. And I like her approach. But I would also like to consider the other aspect that, let's say, someone like Jennifer Aniston took. Like, I don't want kids. I'm okay with it. It's normal. I don't want to be pressured into having them. I don't even want to be nagged about not having them. And it's okay. I said my peace, don't come for me. Okay, actually, they come for me because you're not carrying anyone's womb or anyone's mode of giving birth or bringing up children. You don't. So we are not supposed to be entitled to someone's choice of having kids or deciding to be child free. We're not even supposed to question it. When they feel like they want to have kids, they'll have it or they have them. It is when they're still pregnant. Sorry. But if they also don't want to, let people be. Like, guys, let us allow people to live their lives according to how they want without us trying to question most aspects of it. We have our lives to do as we please. If you want to have kids, you go and have kids. If you don't want to have kids, then don't have kids. But also don't start questioning people left, right, and center why they are not having kids. You have kids. Stop questioning everyone else why they're choosing not to. Okay? Yeah. Hi, besties. And I get it. Maybe it's not coming from a bad place. Maybe it's coming up from a place of concern. What I'm trying to gently put across is you stay with your concern. You know, I know what I'm doing, or people know what they're doing. By the way, in this life, every single person knows what they're doing, and every single person has their own pace. But you can't rush someone into something as irreversible, as major as having kids. Those are the things in life that you just don't force on someone. You can't make them realize it. You can't make them pick it. If, for example, a man in a relationship tells you that they don't want kids or they don't want to get married, it is not your duty as a lady to try to change them. It is not your duty as a lady to feel like you are the one that now you can make them think differently. That's not how things work, sweetheart. And in the same way, if a woman confidently tells you that you don't want to have kids, not right now and not ever, it is not anyone's job to try to make them think otherwise, because choices are, they are innate things. Like, okay, I don't know if innate, like they are personal decisions, things that someone need to realize on their own. Thank you. That's Sam Kemba. They are personal realizations. You can't drill a choice into anyone. So, mm-mm. Some people find the joy, the love, the fulfillment, all of it with having kids. But some people also just want to be rich aunties or fun uncles. And I think there's room for both, and we should actually have grace for both, because everyone's destiny is different. Everyone's path and everyone's purpose in life is completely different. You can't live your life wanting to color someone else's life. I don't know if that makes sense. No one is a coloring book. You can't live your life through them. And if you are in a position where you're constantly receiving unsolicited, I, in the beginning, unsolicited advice on this topic, I can just advise you to politely ignore them, because we all have opinions. And even though most of us don't understand that having an opinion doesn't necessarily mean expressing it, they still do. So the best thing you can do is just listen to what people say, listen to their recommendations, and ignore, nod, and just walk away, or just completely, you know, mm-mm. Because kids are not retirement benefits. That's my opinion. But what I genuinely believe is that having kids is not the right choice. Not having kids is not the right choice. Having kids is not a wrong choice. Not having kids is not a wrong choice. All of them are just choices. One is not deeper than the other. One is not better than the other. I chose this today because I'm living it. I'm in this situation where you constantly get the whole, when are you having kids? When are you pressure? And it sucks. And I hate it. But people will always be people, family, friends. Everyone will always be family, and everyone will always be friends. Okay, so don't take me out of context. Don't quote me out of context. I mean, the people in your life that ask you those things, they'll always be them. And at some point, you even stop being mad at them for asking those things, and you just seated there like, yeah, guys, someday, all the while, I know very well that I want to get married, I want to travel, I want to enjoy life, I want to enjoy my abs, I want to do every single thing that I can do as I am right now, freely and without any. I don't want to use a wrong term. I honestly don't want to use a wrong term, but I'm going to say baggage. And I don't mean that having kids is a baggage. I just mean that I want to do me without all of that in my life. And once I'm done doing all of that, then I can have kids, because I also feel that women get the pressure a lot. And some of us just want to have this peace first. Like, you want to be there mentally, you want to be there emotionally, you want to be there physically, you want to be there especially financially, because you also don't want to have a child and depend on your partner for raising a human being that you also actively participated in having. That's not anyone's dream, honestly. So there's something just Ivy said. It was along the line of, having kids is ridiculously expensive, and you need to plan adequately for it. And this is not the time to have an oops baby in your life. If you feel like financially you are not there yet, don't. Condomize, birth controls, whatever you need to do. Now is not the time to have an oops baby, because we are not going to be in those groups where we are contributing for you for having sex. No one is going to do that. So if you feel like you're not there, especially mentally, because it also comes with its own depression, I hear. I don't know, but I- I've I've seen it through people that I'm close to, that it also has a certain depression aspect of it. If you're not there mentally, this is not something that's supposed to jump into. Again, this is just what I think. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to disagree with it. Okay. And if someone out there is choosing their life not to have kids at this point in time, then let us move with grace. Let us move with understanding, because not everyone wants the same thing. Not everyone wants the same. Not only do we not want the same thing, but maybe we don't even want the same thing at the same time. And as usual, with our hot takes, with my hot takes, I'm going to read them for you. Oh, by the way, I read them because I don't want to forget them, and because I jot these things down before I talk about them. So, do you fiercely, boldly, and freely? At the end of the day, your life is yours. And whatever you choose, whether it's raising kids, raising plants, or just raising standards, make sure it's your choice and not the society's to-do list. You don't owe the world an explanation for living in alignment with your truth. For some people, parenthood is a calling, an opportunity to nurture, to build a legacy, to love, to grow alongside another human being. But for others, choosing a child free life means freedom. It means intentional living, and it means honoring one's own path. So neither choice is superior. Both require thought, courage, and clarity. So, in as much as society often pressurizes people or pressures people, especially women, into believing that parenthood is a requirement for a living, for a meaningful life, you don't have to go with that. Whether you decide to have children or not to have children, your life holds, will still hold, and will always hold value, and your decision is valid. So live your life with the confidence, live your life with purpose. Anyway, I'm going to say thank you for tuning in to the final episode of Let's Talk Anything and Everything. I'm going to be having a guest for the first episode of season 2 in about a month or so. And also forgive me, guys, for not being consistent with the droppings of the episodes like back to back. I'm just a bit here and there with some other personal things, but I still want to thank everyone, especially those loyal supporters, you know yourselves, who always listen to every episode. I love you so much. I appreciate you so much. And yeah, so I'm just going to wind it with that. I don't want to get too emotional. Thank you so much. And I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day, a fantastic week, a fantastic life. But even if you're not, we'll get better. Things will look up and everything will be okay. You just need to have that mustard faith. Yeah, that crowns it all. Thank you so much, and ciao, ciao.